So the questions are authentication, authorization, and accounting. If you want to authenticate to something, let's say this phone with all my greasy fingerprints all over it, I have to be able to log into it, right? You guys see a lot of stuff going on there. The only way I'm going to get in, I got not a notifications here. So if I want to read these notifications, I've got to be able to log in. I can only do that with my fingerprint. That's multi-factor authentication, also called two-factor authentication. Something you have, something you know, something you are. So I have my phone, I have my finger, my thumb, that's something I are or I am. Put that little dude in there and boom, I'm in. Now I have authenticated into my phone so I can get in and do what I need to do. Now, authorization means, do you have the permission to access whatever it is you're trying to get to? So earlier in this assignment, we had a question that talked about access to data. I forget which one it was, but it was one of those. And if I'm authorized to a database, let's say a SQL database, and I've got the permissions, role-based, whatever it may be, group assignment, however I get it, I've got permissions. I am now authorized to access that SQL database. It's the same thing going into Bank Vault. You know, do you have a retina scan? You have a fingerprint, whatever it is, you're authenticating. Once you've authenticated, now you're authorized. You can get access to whatever you have the rights or the privileges to access. The other question is about accounting. Accounting is the tracking part of it. It's let's say you've got, let's say I want to try to use an example here. You want to see who's sending messages across the network, for example. And so you want to use, let's say, Wireshark. You're using accounting because now you're tracking what someone's doing from this point to this point. Or if you want to see who sent the email over here to over to this point, using accounting. So, trying to think of another way I can put this thing here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's your authentication, your authorization, and your accounting. So I figured that was a really good way of just kind of trying to explain it. And while I can type it out, which you've probably seen, but this is a good verbal explanation of it as well.